here for the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Top 5 Friday. On a Friday, we get together and we have a look at the top 5, something normally to do with Blood Bowl, and we're back looking at the best alternative third-party teams. If you don't fancy the Games Workshop team, what are the best options out there? And we are hitting one of the most popular and just very cool team out there, the Norse team. So we put a post out on our community, got some suggestions. I put some of my suggestions together with yours, and we've built up the top 5 Norse teams. But before we delve into the top 5, we've got a few honourable mentions. There were a ton of great suggestions for Norse teams. I'm not going to tell you which ones because that might spoil who's actually on the list, but we have to start out by saying that Norse is not a massively complex roster. It's been rebuilt, so it's difficult now. It's different now. But where the roster has a tandem of players, so you've got 2 Berserkers, 2 Ulfwereners, who are obviously Strength 4. Their 2 Berserkers are obviously your Blitzers. Your 2 Valkyries are obviously your Throwers/Catchers. And your 2 Beerboars are obviously Beerboars. There's a ton of teams that you can use to represent Norse, and let's not forget the Yeti as well. But because you've got one big guy, as long as your big guy looks appropriately menacing, actually, you can get away with running a lot of teams as Norse, as long as it's kind of clearly called out. Thank you, Java. So, 2 honourable mentions in that vein are 2 Amazon teams that have been updated to be able to be converted and also run as Norse. Now, 2 for 1 here. There's a bit of a value bundle. These teams being able to run as Amazons and Norse, it's going to be pretty helpful for you. So this is the Mountain Alliance team bundle from Grebo, and I'm just trying to see if there's a list of players. Oh, there is. Here we go. So 8 line, 2 Blitzers. Those will be your Berserkers. 2 Wolfang, those will be your Ulfwereners. 2 Karamat Runners, those will be your Valkyries. 1 Mountain Guardian, which is a Yeti, and 2 Rescue Boars. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 players. Oh, it's on offer. Ooh. Ooh. 71 euros, 72 euros plus postage. I mean, the minimum postage for free shipping is 180 euros, so you get together with a friend, pick up a couple of teams, and you're basically there. Let's see if we can scroll through and see some of the sculpts. So, it's an honourable mention because this is, for all intents and purposes, an Amazon team with a few tweaks added to be Norse. So those are your Ulfwereners, and then you've got the Amazon pieces that you need to use to represent. Oh, I love those Blitzers too. This is a very cool team. Alright. We are starting off strong here. So, honourable mention is the Amazon team you can get with a little bit of an upgrade from Grebo Games. And in a similar vein, we've got the Ware Games Norse team bundle. So Ware Games did a Kickstarter last year, earlier this year. They've got one live at the moment for their Lizardman team. Absolutely do recommend. And the Norse team is their Amazon team, again, with a few extra bits and a few extra add-ons, and I thought it was absolutely worth calling out, because in the same vein as kind of the Grebo one, you can start off with one of their Amazon teams, get the extras you need to run Norse as well, and you can kind of save yourself a bit of money, save yourself a bit of effort if you want to go this way inclined. Okay, those are the 2 different things. So you've got the 2 Blitzers down the front here, you've got the 2 Beerboars doing Beerboar things, you've got the Ulfwereners being all big and beastie, you've got the Throwers. The Amazon team is a wicked team anyway, and them having the extras to be able to also run it as Norse if you want is very, very cool. That's the Yeti, actually. Oh, yes, and the big ones are the beastie people. Oh, I love it. That's what I mean about making sure that your pieces are clear, but got another really good one here from Ware Games. Number 5, it's a Cutimals team. So you guys have been clamoring to have Cutimals on this list for a while. In fact, I think I got at least one threatening comment in the comments suggesting Cutimals. It was something along the lines of, if the penguins aren't in there, I'm going to go mad. Well, you know what? What a better way. So we've done the kind of honourable mention. You can use an Amazon team or a human team and kind of use it as a Norse team, or get an upgrade to use it as that. Now you've got the kind of cutesy fit-in team. I've played against a couple of these teams being run as Norse. They are great fun. Whether you like Cutimals or not, It's a really good way of demonstrating which player is which and actually using and giving us a great painting opportunity. There's a cool aesthetic that will probably bring other people into Blood Bowl that may not be interested normally. So Cutamores are really good. I believe the Leprechauns from Crossed Lances would be another good suggestion of a Norse team. Stand-in using fun, comical alt pieces. You've got the Pokemon teams out there that you can 3D print. You've got Lego teams out there. Number 5 is similar to the honorable mention in that you can kind of take a non-Blood Bowl team or a stylized Blood Bowl team like these guys, and as long as it's clear, you're good to go. And because of the way the Norse roster works, it just works. Plus, these guys are so awesome. But on to the first of the Norse teams, and we've got the Norseman, the brutal Drakkar. This is from Realm of Paths. This is an STL team. We've got it on our shop. You can pick it up on Etsy for about 30 quid for a team of Norse. Now, I love what Realm of Paths are doing at the moment. Let's see if we can flick through and see some of the sculpts. Good job, there we go. All right, this is the Yeti. So Realm of Paths, I've got a kind of, I don't want to say fully cartoony, because they're actually developing their sculpting to be more and more kind of realistic, which is really interesting. But their first few teams were kind of exaggerated. They kind of smacked of 90s Games Workshop, and I love that. This team takes it a little bit further, and actually there's better sculpting here than there was in the 90s, but you've still got that kind of exaggerated gait. I would say it's kind of if Disney, in a good way, did a Yeti. If Disney in a good way did a Norse team, you get that vibe. Now, the great thing about this is you get all the classic tropes that you're probably looking for in Norse. Because if you're playing Norse, you may have played them on Blood Bowl 2. I don't know, maybe by now they'll be on Blood Bowl 3. But and it's that big Norseman. But the Blood Bowl twist is that even though they're from a land that's very, very cold, and even though most of the time they're kind of icy, they tend to be topless. They tend to be dressed as if they're about to team up with He-Man and go punch Skeletor in the face. And it works. There's proper Beastman vibes here from X-Men, and I really love it. So these are the two Ulfwereners. These are your Berserkers here, just big old scary dudes. Excellent sculpting on the faces. This is something that Realm of Paths is just absolutely nailing at the moment. Really, really, really good. And you've got little Norse motifs. You've got great van braces. You've got great bits of armor. And then you've got Norse. If you said to someone, hey, describe a Norse Blood Bowl player, you'd say plain trousers, maybe van braces, definitely shoulder pads, probably topless, and then with a very historically accurate pointed hat with horns. And that's your lineman. Tick. That's your other lineman. Tickety tick. More linemen, more Norse grievances like this guy as well. Some good alternate sculpts in there. And eventually we're going to get to the Berserkers, the Valkyries. Now, the really cool thing about the Valkyries is the little owl masks. I'm sure it's not meant to be an owl. I'm sure it's meant to be some kind of other thing. But they fit in with the team. They're not egregiously sculpted, which can be a bit of a failing. They've just got cool Norse style vibes with great posing, great fun. It kind of looks like Taylor Swift. Kind of need to paint that in Kansas City Chiefs colors right now. The faces on these are phenomenal. I've printed dozens of this team and I've never really noticed how good the faces are. And then you got the Piggy Boys. Absolutely bring it home. So, Realm of Paths. You can get the STLs, you can get the teams, Etsy, from eBay, from us. It's a really, really, really good start if you want to pick up a Norse team basically now. Number 3, this is a team that I don't know if I noticed, and I am kicking myself. So this came up a bunch of times in the comments. You guys did a great suggestion here. So this is from Nemon Miniatures. This is their Tundra Wolves. Now it looks like there was a Kickstarter back in May. I missed out on that clearly, or saw it and thought, move on with my life. But I shouldn't have, because this is brilliant. Now, there are some better images than this, although you can kind of see the style they're going for. We've got that same Games Workshop aesthetic of big, burly He-Men, hairy He-Men style. You've got shoulder pads, and actually one thing I really like about this team that we're probably going to see in the next few teams is that one shoulder pad aesthetic. Really reminds me of the image that was used for Norse in Blood Bowl 2. That one Norseman, blue hat, little horns, one shoulder pad, bare chest. It just looked burly, and this team brings it home. You've got a very cool pair of Ulfs and a very cool Yeti. Wonderful little piggy boys. I love the Berserker. The Valkyries are looking great too. So this was on Kickstarter, so let's flip over, and I think this finished back in May. I'm not sure if it's available for general release yet. I had a quick look, but didn't massively succeed. I apologize, because I'm not gonna lie, I probably picked this one up immediately because this is a very cool team from a manufacturer I've not had much to do with. So actually I'm in the market for picking up more teams, and this is one of those ones I'd want to do. But as you scroll through this, you can see some of these are fantastic sculpts. This dude is brilliant. Kind of has the vibe of Matthew McConaughey jumping off a building with an axe at a dragon. He's just got, oh, look at that. Oh, well played. And that's the other lad. Elite barbarians. You've got the huntress. I like that as an alternative word for Valkyries. That's very good. I may steal that. Wild barbarians. A bit too much braiding. This guy maybe has the vibes of Beauty and the Beast. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that is impressive. So the core team is very, very, very cool, and I feel like they've got a couple of wicked stars as well, including their Skrog sculpt. Oh my dude, look at this. You've got a cool Hackflem and a cool Norse acorn here. Dude, yeah, this is insane. All right, love this. Absolutely love this. If this was available for general release right now, this would be higher on the list. I think the team's great. Because it's not available for general release, I can't give it a price point, I can't give it availability, therefore I can't be like, go buy this now. But I tell you, if I knew that, I would have gone and bought this now. Number 2 is a team that is available to go and buy this now, and it is the Valhalla Raiders from Punga. So Punga did a mega Kickstarter last year, maybe the year before, where they had Norse and Chorf and Amazons, and they had a whole bunch of stuff, and Bloodtithe Ben remortgaged his house and got all of them. So we've seen this team in the flesh. Punga do some phenomenal sculpts. Their casting is really good, and just the way they bring teams together is excellent. So this is their Norse team, and you've got the very cool Yeti. But the key here, and this is some of the strengths that Punga do, which is why I'm very excited about their Amazon team, which drops today as this video comes out. So look for a print pitch on that right quick. Every single player on this team gets its own personality. Every single player on this team could be a star player model, and that for me is like the highest mark of a team. Does it paint up well? Is there too many details? Does everybody look like they're in character? Am I going to give someone a nickname? Am I going to know what they are and who they are? Are they going to build character? If you just want to play a Norse team to play a Norse team, that's absolutely fine. But if you're playing League, you get attached to your characters. And if a model has character, it fits just right. Just look at the Snotlings from Games Workshop. You know, you've got trumpets, you've got wizard, you've got some good ones. Anyway, you've got the Berserkers, you've got a bunch of wicked linemen. The Valkyries are superb. You've got the Ulfmourners there, which are kind of this Teen Wolf vibe, which I think is really good. Even the flipping team token is wicked. It upsets me greatly that this team is not STL available. This is just purchased, but at the moment it's $99 from Punga. Now it's coming from Russia, so if you are left of Russia or far left of Russia, it might take a little while to get there, but it is very cool. And this team set 1 Yeti, 2 Valks, 2 Beer Pigs, 2 Berserkers, 2 Wolf Heads. Okay, creative. 7 linemen. What's that? That's going to bring you up to 16 players with the ball and other stuff like that. So $99, absolutely top. And number 1 was voted for by you in the comments. So normally I corral the comments, but the sheer number of people who said this team is wicked, I had no choice but to put it in number 1. And I love this team. I've never really paid attention to this team, And I will explain why. And the reason that I've never really paid much attention to it is probably the reason it's so popular. So, Hungry Troll, you've got your Norse team. If you can see these sculpts, there's a couple of things here. You've got a very monopose Yeti that just has so much charm. Clearly, I'm in a bit of a 90s cartoon vibe, probably the impending birth of my daughter as me reliving my youth and thinking like, oh, Saturday morning cartoons. But again, this dude looks like he was fighting against He-Man. It's just wicked. And the great thing about this team, you've got a good mixture of sculpts, but all of the sculpts look like better versions of the Games Workshop 3rd edition team. And it's probably because this team was designed in metal, but it looks like all of the sculpting is superb. You've got poses that work, even though that they are castable. And the simplicity of this, you've got the bare chest, you've got bits of fur, you've got spikes, you've got shoulder pads. The simplicity and the cohesion of this team is fantastic. This is just the 3rd edition Games Workshop team made better, and that is just wicked. And you've got a Techno Viking, and I think that's the first Techno Viking we've seen in this list. And this guy's just got a bit of a Magneto helm, which is pretty cool. I've been really impressed with this. But there's another reason that I'm super impressed with this team. So this is the Fenris Sons team. Whoa, I zoomed very much in. It's 65 euros. 7 linemen, 2 throwers, 2 wolfmen, 2 blitzers, 2 catchers. Those will be the Valkyries, the snow troll. No, 2 catchers and 2 Valkyries and 2 Surfacerdos. Kerfakerados. Pigs. I read that and I immediately thought of beer in Spanish. So 7 linemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positionals, plus the big guy, plus your 2 catchers, so you can just use as linemen, or your Valkyries if you prefer, and you've got additional Valkyries and pigs. Now, I was going to knock this down the list further because I was like, well, the picture doesn't have them in it. We scroll, we click, and we can see the Norse expansion, and in this we will see the Valkyries and the piggy boys. So, I've got the stars as well. Nicely done. Here we go. So you've got your Valkyries, appropriate Valkyrie stance, and where's the piggies? Where's the piggies? Here are the pigs. I didn't check the pigs out, but a beer hat makes them number 1. So bearing in mind, that's all, like the whole team, all of that stuff, all of your players, all this. Oh, that's good, isn't it? That's real good. Oh, that is really good. 1, 2. That is a ton of players in resin with great sculpt, really fun sculpts, real 3rd edition vibe. Oh, that is really good. Okay, so that is the top 5 Norse team alternatives. And I think that's probably the closest we've come to me sort of impulse buying a team as we're going. Now, the reason for that is Norse will be featuring in the Bonehead Championship, which we'll be filming kind of at the beginning of next year. And I'm looking for a good Norse team. At the moment, we're thinking, do you know what? The Games Workshop one, which I guess I haven't really mentioned, is a really good team. It's a really good kit. You get all the stuff. I'll use a different... No, I've got Scrog. So we might... Fail case is that we'll use the Games Workshop one. But now I'm thinking the Hungry Troll one looks really good. The Punga one is phenomenal. And I'm pretty sure Ben's got it. That Nemon Miniatures one is also very, very, very good. And I can print up the Realm of Paths team. In fact, I've probably got some in stock in the lab. Do you know? Oh, and then there's the Grebo team. It's, oh, do you know what? We are absolutely spoiled at the moment. You've got the Games Workshop team. You can get a team from us for £30. You can get a better team from somewhere else for £80. Or you can go to Hungry Troll, €65 for the whole team. Oh, it's so good. I'm very impressed. This has been very dangerous. Absolutely love it. Anyway, I'm kind of just rambling about Norse teams now because they're kind of just like chilly He-Men battle things with X-Men villains. winning. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. Let me know if we've missed any of the list that you really particularly liked. We couldn't mention all the Norse teams. I think we missed out a couple, including like the Torchlight ones. But hey, 7 great teams in our top 5. That's value. I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel even further, please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Or come join us on YouTube Members or in Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to some content, some loot, early access to basically everything we do, as well as regular competitions. Or you can pick up some Bonehead Podcast loot either on our website at boneheadpodcast.com. We've got the Dungeon Bowl things, we've got tokens and stuff like that, or on our Spreadshirt site as well. Everything you do just helps us make more content and hopefully do it of better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy blocking.